So you got to go big or go home, you know? I talk about this stuff a lot. I'll briefly go through it, and then we'll end up here. But really, mediocre imagery is a failure. To be average, is a failure because you're not going to get noticed. You're not going to pay your bills with mediocre imagery. There's too many photographers out there. Competition is too good. The best photography education is now free to all. Who did that? CreativeLive did that, right? So guess what now? That puts more burden on you because the best photographers in the world gave all their tricks, all their secrets, all their best information, and they gave it out for free. So now you are responsible because you were given it for free. That's got to get your butt going and work harder now because you were given all this stuff. Now you are accountable for it. So to climb the top, it's going to be harder because all the information is there now. It's just, right? Get all these courses, what, $99? Holy cow, wow, man, I wish I had that going up, right? It's all yours now. But it's responsibility too, if you take your craft seriously. Okay? Good is now average. Camera technology makes it easy to take good pictures, right? That camera over there proved it, 500,000 ISO. I could take a great exposure. Exposures are one thing, pictures are another, okay? In my area, I did some research. In my area, every square mile, I am competing with 66 photographers in 1 square mile. If I go out 10 miles, how many photographers I'm dealing with? 660. Is it possible for me to drive 100 miles to a job? Yeah, right? I can drive 100 miles to a job. That's a problem. Let's go out 100 miles. How many photographers am I now competing with? 6,000 photographers. What does that tell you? The statistics of that, of how many photographers there are in the world. Does that like kick your butt? Like, holy crap. I gotta be one of the best in the freaking state, in the freaking country to separate myself. It should inspire us to really get our act together and do it, right? Okay? How are you going to get noticed? How are you going to get noticed? You got to feed the beast, man. What is the beast? The beast is your freaking career, is your livelihood, okay? That thing is hungrier than heck, right? Well, that means that you got to sacrifice a lot more than the rest. Whatever the more, okay, you know who you're competing against right now? Let me tell you right now who you're competing against. Andrew. Andrew, can you stand up? Andrew, are you married right now?
No.
Andrew, do you have a girlfriend right now?
Nope.
No.
Not yet.
Do you have, Andrew, do you have any kids right now?
I don't.
So you do have a job, right?
Yes.
A full-time job, so you're making pretty good money with that. You can survive off that, right?
Yes.
But you can spend all your other waking moments on your photography, right?
And I do.
So you basically could do 2 full-time jobs, and I bet you do. I bet you work 40 hours at your job. Don't you work another probably 40 hours on your photography a week, if not more?
Yeah.
How many hours on your photography do you work?
About 40 a week.
About 40?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. Sit down. Okay, now, let's say you're wanting to do this part-time, okay? Let's say you have a family, you have a wife, and you have a job too. And let's say you can only put in at the most 10 hours a week to your job. How are you going to catch Andrew? He's working 40. You're putting in 10. How are you going to catch up? You can't. Can't do it. Because why? He's got CreativeLive too. He has the best information in the world. It's free. He's learning. You can't do it. How bad do you want this? Do you want this really to be a living? It ain't easy, man. You got to be able to sacrifice more than the rest. And the fastest way to beat Andrew, if you ever got the slightest chance, is to find a mentor. Because a mentor could work on something for 10 years, figure it out, and show you how to do it in 10 minutes. It's called a shortcut. And that's the best way. You got to get all these CreativeLive classes because why? These are your textbooks, man. You have to have them, you have to refer to them, and they're free and they're very inexpensive. So you need them because this is the required information, but you got to go beyond that. If you're just staying with this, you got people like Andrew too. You can't do it. You've got to go beyond, you've got to sacrifice more, right? You got to spend more time practicing than people. You got to wisely invest more money, especially on education, because that's what's going to get you to the top. So that's why you have to have this. It is now, CreativeLive is now the requirement. It's the standard. So if you can't at least get this, then where are you going to be, right? So you have to have this, and you have to have beyond this to really make it and move it forward.